Did you always see yourself working in sport or rugby, and how did that come about?
No, I've had a fairly varied career before working with Connacht Rugby, so it's just one of those things. I came back to Galway in 2005 and you know, kind of fell into it a little bit, but once I was here, I realised the passion of working directly with the clubs, with the people and the volunteers is just fantastic. Working with young people, working with coaches who are working with young people, working in those education programmes, those learning development programmes is it's inspiring. It's a bit sort of fulfilling. It's no 2 days are the same, but there's usually a positive outcome, which is really rewarding.
What's the most impactful thing you've learned in this role?
I think probably working with people, with volunteers and time-strapped volunteers, people who are really passionate about their clubs, is working with empathy and compassion and trying to understand their problems, their frustrations, and try to find real-world solutions to kind of help them overcome those challenges. So definitely trying to work with empathy and compassion. It's not always possible, but it's something I do strive towards. So it's rewarding but challenging in equal measure.
How can anyone get involved within Spirit of Rugby, be it in their own clubs or just in general, and then more specifically, how can young people get involved?
Well, the Spirit of Rugby programme, as I alluded to there, is huge. It's a very broad programme, all values based, so grounded in the 5 core values of Irish rugby. So there's opportunities at every avenue. Absolutely, playing is, it's why we do everything, but there's loads of roles that don't involve playing, from referee pathways through to working in each of the provinces or working for the IRFU, through management, through club governance. Young people's voices are absolutely critical to provide an environment where they can flourish and where their needs are met. So being involved in the IRFU's youth council is really important, but just in your local club, rocking up, helping out, putting up your hand and asking, can I help, can be really powerful and can really lend itself to better outcomes and better environments for young people.
Do you need to play rugby to volunteer, or can anyone?
Absolutely not, no. Anyone can get involved. Just rock up to your local club and introduce yourself. Most clubs are crying out for extra help, extra volunteers, and especially, as I said, from young people. So no, you don't have to have played rugby. We find a lot of our volunteers have, but certainly not all of them. So no, there's huge, there's lots of different ways that you can help and add value to a rugby club.